Go slow to get there fast. Sounds a contradiction, but I'm going to tell you how to do that in this video. Now, I hear a different version of this most days. Deb, I don't want to waste any more time. Deb, I've wasted too much time. Deb, I've got no more time to waste. Deb, I don't want to waste other people's time. Time is precious, and I absolutely agree. If you've wasted time on the wrong types of relationships, you absolutely don't want to waste any more time. But the reality I find when people are so focused on not wasting time, how they act and behave ends up costing them more time in the long run. Hence, go slow to get there fast. And I'm going to tell you how. Now, if you've ever needed to make a quick decision, maybe it was to purchase something and you've got it wrong, you tend to have to, it costs you in the long run making bad choices. And hasty decisions often lead to bad choices. Putting pressure on you to get fast results will often lead to actions that don't get results. And that's what I'm going to talk about in this video because I see it every single day. Now, first of all, I want to give you a non-related dating story to just illustrate the point. Recently, I had a late lunch with a girlfriend and I caught public transport in, and as we left lunch about 6 o'clock, I walked out and there was my bus speeding past me. And I'm like, great, 10 minutes. I'm going to have to wait at a bus stop at 6 o'clock at night. I don't want to waste that time. So I decided to walk with my girlfriend to the train station, ran for the train. The train is actually further from my house than the bus, but I'm thinking I'll catch an Uber. It will save me time in the long run. It didn't. Anyway, I get off the train, 20-minute train trip, and go to order an Uber, and the Uber's going to take 15 minutes and it's surging, so it's going to cost me a lot more money than the bus. So I'm like, I don't want to sit at this train station at this time. I'm just going to walk home, get some exercise. So I maybe catch an Uber down the track where it's a bit cheaper and, whatever. I'm not wasting time just standing around. So I walk. I end up walking for 50 minutes. And my sneakers weren't comfortable. I was hot and bothered when I got home. I was really grumpy by the time I got home because it was further than I anticipated it to be. It was hotter than I anticipated it to be. I was hot, sweaty, sore feet, sore all over. And what would have taken me initially 20 minutes to get home ended up taking me an hour and a half. To save 10 minutes, I'd wasted an hour and a half. But not only did I waste the hour and a half, I kind of effectively impacted my evening because I was grumpy, I was sore, I was hot, and I was bothered. It even went into the next day, where the next day, because my shoes weren't suitable, my whole body ached from that walk, that unexpected walk, which was crazy. I walk all the time. But yeah, to save 10 minutes, I'd wasted, a night, half a day. So instead of saving time, I'd wasted it. If I'd have slowed down, I would have saved time. Now, this is what you guys are doing in dating. You're taking haphazard, hasty action that's not getting you results. Okay? And how is that so? It could be how you're going about dating in general, how you're putting your profile up online, how you're messaging people, how you're interacting on dates. All of those things can be contributing to you taking hasty action that's not well thought out, that's not well planned, and quite frankly, isn't getting you the results you deserve. As a dating coach, I help people with that all the time. Now, number one, I find people just put together any profile so they can get online. They don't consider the message they're putting out there. They don't consider their photos. As a result, they don't attract the type of people they want. If you have a real short to the point profile that appeals to the opposite sex and that's not appealing to you, you're going to get more results. That profile needs to be about the real you, but the positive sides and the quirky sides. So it's different. The photos need to appeal to the opposite sex, not to you. All of those things will make a difference. And when it comes to messaging people online, the way people approach that, they miss out on really amazing singles. Quick approaches that don't work, then they end up with dating burnout, a bit like me on my walk. They're exhausted, they're over it, they don't think anything works. All of that bad action has kind of caused them to waste months because they're burnt out by a bad experience. Whereas you can send, I think people often think communication online is different to face, and it's not. You wouldn't walk up to someone in a bar and say, "Hey, how you doing?" and expect a great interaction back. You have to engage with people. You don't leave the onus of the conversation on the other person. It's a real conversation. And once you get that right, you can maximize the results. The other thing that I find is people are missing out on a great percentage of amazing singles online because of their approach. They're either going for the top 2% or top 5%, leaving out everyone else and missing out on great singles as a result. You can change this by casting a wider net, by having a better profile on there. Now, I also find that people will go on a lot of bad dates, and when they find someone half decent, they will think that that's as good as it can get. And they can end up wasting time on a relationship that ultimately doesn't make them happy because of that scarcity mentality, right? Or, people will fall for people who don't want the same level of a commitment as they do because they haven't taken the time to ask the question. I always recommend online dating. You ask someone what type of relationship you want, and generally at the beginning, they are honest with you. So you can save yourself, being in a relationship where someone is flaky, where someone, doesn't give you what you're looking for. The reality is, for a good relationship, you need the 3 C's. You need chemistry, you need compatibility, and you need someone that wants to commit. Now, I see way too many of you ladies waste years, months at the least, on guys who don't want the same level of commitment, and you hang around hoping they're going to change your mind. But ladies, spoiler alert, if a guy tells you he doesn't want commitment, no matter how amazing or how much potential you feel like he doesn't, listen to him. The reality is he doesn't. You can save yourself wasting a lot of time by asking that one simple question at the beginning. Same with things around compatibility. Finding people who are compatible with you goes way beyond finding someone with the same interests. You need to find that out, but not in an interview style type dates, because people's actions will always speak louder than their words. Don't fall for the guy who you think is kind, who has a great relationship with his kids, but no emotional capacity for you and can't give you a commitment. Read the signs, see them for what they are. You will always see them in some level or not, instead of rushing through. Now, there is some research that they found that people who meet online dating are 6 times more likely to divorce after 3 years than people that meet in traditional ways. Why is that so? It's because of that scarcity trap. All of a sudden, people find someone that's quite good and they don't take the time to see if they're compatible and if they're going to stand the test of time. When you know someone, you meet through friends, through work, through, slower interactions where you're not making instant decisions, you get to see what type of a person they are. You don't get that online. So slowing down, putting on the brakes, and listening to someone's words and actions will save you a whole pile of wasted time. Getting rid of the interview type dates where you're trying to qualify someone will save the time. Have fun on a date. Be genuinely curious will bring better energy and save you wasting time. So there's a whole pile of traps that you can fall into that I know ends up costing you more time. And this is where a relationship coach is invaluable to save you your precious time and get you results. Because quite honestly, You don't know what you don't know. And look, I can look from the outside in and see it in an instant and see where you're wasting time and not getting results. So really, slow down to stop wasting time. Slow down to get results. And you'd be amazed at what is possible because there is no lack of good singles out there. Anyway, my name is Debbie Rivers. I'm a relationship coach. And until next time, thanks for listening.